Hi friends, welcome to Crack Grade B. We are back with yet another important lecture with the continuation of the series that we have started for Union Budget. So this is the part 2 in the series. You can expect some more parts to come in the coming days before your examinations. So let's begin with the series. So before we begin, let me remind you that we have an app in the name of Crack Grade B in the Google Play Store. Okay, do download that. You can access some free content there and some questions. And if you are someone who is subscribed to our course, you already know about it. Right. So let's begin with question number one. As per Union Budget 2021-22, how many projects worth rupees 2000 crore to be offered in PPP mode, means public private partnership? Okay, in FY 21-22 for operation of major ports. So this is a question related to major port. So let me again tell you, if you have not watched part 1, okay, then I must say that you should go ahead and spend some 10 to 15 minutes there and come back with this video. This is really going to be helpful because all these questions are arranged in that chronology where the finance minister has spoken about, right? So we have referred to the original document for making this question. So part one it has covered some first part of the union budget. This part two has covered somewhere around middle of the union budget, and maybe part three and part four will come like in that chronology, right? So spend some time in part one and come back here if you have not watched part one. So So if you can answer this, that is great. You are preparing well for your examination. And if you cannot answer this question, then I'm going to help you. So we are going to help you with this. Pause the video, try to figure out what is the answer. Let's move ahead with the answer. The answer is 7 ports for the 7 ports. Let's see the description. So major ports will be moving from managing their operational service on their own to a model where a private partner will manage from them. For this purpose, 7 projects worth rupees 2000 crore will be offered by the major ports on public-private partnership mode in financial year 21-22. Okay, this is something that you will have to remember. So I have marked. Now let's move forward with question number 2. As per the Union Budget 2021-22, which one of the following is not one of the act that will be subsumed into a single security market code? Okay, which one of the following is not one of them? So, SEBI Act 1992, Depositor Act 1996, Security Contract Registration Act 1956, Government Security Act 2007, or none of the above. Which one is the correct option? Right? Let's move forward with answer. Answer is none of the above. So this means that all this act, okay, plus, all this act will be subsumed and security market code will be made, and this was announced by the finance minister in the union budget, right? So this question can be framed in many ways. Okay, so I think we have made this question easy by giving you out all these details. They can ask you which one of them uh, is one of the act from the following that is going to subsumed in security market code. Then the question becomes very much tough if you do not remember each of these four, right? So let us see the details from the okay. Finance capital. Okay, I propose. So I means the finance minister. So this is the speech of the finance minister for the union budget. So that's why it's I. Propose to consolidate the provision of SEBI Act 1992, Depository Act 1996, Security Contract Act 1956, and Government Security Act 2007 into a rationalized security market code. Okay, security market code. So this is very, very important. Let's move forward with question number 3. As per Union Budget 2021-22, government proposes to amend the Insurance Act 1938 to increase the FDI limit in insurance company to 74% from. Okay, so maybe see in the current affairs you have read about this 74%. But most of us, what we do not learn is what was the past. This is the present, okay? 74% is present. So government has made the changes from this to this. So we have already read about it and we know it. But the question can be framed and can be asked what was the past? And if we do not know, we will be trapped. So no, if you are writing this examination, so this minute details are important. And now it has become more important because it is descriptive. So the more you know about data, the better you become in answer writing, right? So the options are 48.5, 49, 51, 25, or 30. And the options can be so confusing and so near. Look at this, all three options. So we have made this purposely so that we can explain you how tough the question can be made. Look at this. So if you know, let's say if you know somewhere around 40%, you can guess between these two when the option has this variation. But if the option starts all with 40s, then there is no way you can guess unless you know the real data, right? So the answer to this question is 49%. So initially it was 49%. This has been changed to 74%. What? FDI in insurance. Right? So let us see the details. So I propose to amend the Insurance Act 1938 to increase the permissible FDI limit from 49 to 74% in insurance companies and allow foreign ownership and control with safeguards. Right? So see, if the stake is 49% means the owner is Indian company, right? But if the stake is going above 50%, then the owner becomes the foreign company. Like I would like to give some example. Have you heard about company called Tata AIG Life Insurance? So Tata is the Indian owner, AIG is the foreign owner. Okay. Then I think Birla. So I'm not sure about this. Birla Sun Insurance. There is a company called Birla Sun. So Birla is the Indian company. Sun Insurance is the foreign partner, right? So you understood where this limit is acting. Let's say Tata. Okay. So as of old rules, so AIG can maximum hold 49% of the ownership, and rest is 51% is with the Tata. But now this has been amended and this AIG can invest up to 74% and can become the owner of the company. Right? Now the owner is Tata. I mean the majority stake is with Tata. But with the new rules, the AIG can invest more and become the majority stakeholder in the company, in the Indian insurance company. Right? Now again there are certain rules that is not important. What is important is this from 49 to 74%. Right? Let's move forward with question number 4. As per Union Budget 2021-22, what is the disinvestment estimate BE? So what is BE? Budgetary estimates for 2020-21. Okay. Now see, so these are data, right? And we tend to forget data. So I hope everyone of you have read this somewhere, maybe in the current affairs, maybe you have prepared the notes. But if you have read and you cannot answer it here, that's not your fault. It's the fault of the revision, right? We have not revised it enough. That is the reason we forgot. And rest is about the option. The options are slow close. Okay, the options are looking almost same, so even our brain cannot guess what is the right answer. So data are like that. You will have to remember it. So let's move forward. It's 1,75,000 crore. Okay, 1,75,000 crore. Let's see the details. So I have estimated. So again, who is I? The finance minister. Estimated 1,75,000 crore as received from disinvestment in budgetary estimate 2021-22. Okay, so you will have to remember this. Now, how this is achieved? This will be achieved using the sale of, so yeah, government, the finance minister has gone ahead and spoken about some companies, okay, like BPCL, then Air India, okay. By reducing stake in these companies, the government is looking up this amount, right? And the launch of LIC IPO in this year, okay. Now, let's move forward with question number 5. As per Union Budget 2021-22, what is the enhanced target for agriculture credit in 2020? In FY22. Again, data, close-looking data. If you know, you know. If you do not know, you cannot make a calculated guess. So let's move ahead with the answer. The answer is 16.5 lakh crore. Okay. To memorize it, no other option. So this is related to agriculture, and you are writing exam for NABARD. So somewhere or the other, this question will come. Even if it doesn't come, you can write it in the descriptive by connecting points. Now, to provide adequate credit to our farmers, I have enhanced the agriculture credit target to 16.5 lakh crore in FY22. We will focus on ensuring increased credit flow to animal husbandry, dairy, and fisheries. Right? What is the amount? It's 16.5 lakh crore in FY20. 16.5 lakh crore. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 7 zeros. Okay, then as per Union Budget 2020-21-22, Rural Infrastructure Development Fund is enhanced to rupees dash from 30,000 crore. From rupees 30,000 crore. So 40,000 crore, 50,000 crore, 60,000 crore, 45,000 crore, none of the above. What is the right answer? Right. Now, I would like to thank all the people who have been very much involved into this lecture series and responding well in the comment section. So again, in this particular video, I give you a task about RIDF. Okay, so you give me following details. Who manages it? Who manages it? And if you can write how this is connected with priority sector lending. This can be a descriptive opportunity for you. How this is connected with PSL. Maybe I could not frame the question well, but I know you understood. So, how is Rural Infrastructure Development Fund related to priority sector lending? This is your question for the comment section. And who manages it? Right? So, I hope I'll get a good response this time as well. Now, let's move forward and let's see the answer. Answer is 40,000 crore. Okay, it has been enhanced from 30,000 crore to 40,000 crore. Means an increase of 10,000 crore. Okay, so let's move forward with question number 7. Sorry, let's see the description. So we are enhancing the allocation of RIDF from 30 to 40,000 crore. Okay, I have added an additional detail. The micro irrigation fund with a corpus of 5,000 crore has been created under NABARD. I propose to double it by augmenting it by another 5,000 crore. Means in all, it's the micro irrigation fund after the union budget stands at 10,000 crore. Who manages it? NABARD. Under NABARD, right? So remember this as well. Now, let's move forward. As per Union Budget 2021-22, Operation Green Scheme is extended to how many perishable products to boost value addition in agriculture and elite products, right? Now, 25, 18, 22, 24, 21. Close looking options. Let's move forward with the answer. The answer is 20. The answer is 20. Let us see the details. The details are to boost addition in agriculture and allied products and their export. The scope of Operation Green Scheme that is presently applicable to tomato, onion, and potato. So this is also known as top. Okay, this is also known as top crops. Will be enlarged to include 22 perishable product. Okay, अब तक का जो ऑपरेशन ग्रीन है ना उसमें सिर्फ कितने प्रोडक्ट्स थे? तीन थे. कौन कौन? टोमेटो, ऑनियन एंड पोटैटो. But now this has been increased to 22, right? From 3 to 22. Operation Green Scheme. Let's move forward with question number 8. As per Union Budget 2021-22, margin money under Stand Up India scheme for SC, ST and women is reduced to dash. As per the Union Budget, okay? So this is also important because this question can be related to your ARD. Sorry, it's rural development, something related to rural development, 12, 16, 14, 15 and 18. Close looking options. Let us look for the answer. The answer is 15. Okay. So let us see the details. To further facilitate credit growth flow under the scheme of Stand Up India for SC, ST and women, I propose to reduce the margin money requirement from 25% to 15% and to also include loans for allied to agriculture. Okay, 25 to 15. Okay, remember this. Now, let's move forward with question number 9. As per Union Budget 2021-22, what is the budgetary allocation to MSME sector? Straightforward, simple question. But when the option comes, it becomes tough. Close looking options. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you cannot make a guess. Let's move forward with the answer. It's 15,700 crore. How much it is? 15,700 crore. Let us see the details. We have taken a number of steps to support the MSME sector. In this budget, I have provided 15,700 crore to this sector, more than double of this year's budgetary estimate. Let's move forward with question number 10. As per Union Budget 2021-22, Finance Minister proposed to bring legislation to set up Higher Education Commission of India as an umbrella body having four separate vehicles. Which one of the following is not one among the four? Standard setting, regulation, funding, accreditation, research body. Look, this question, as per me, is one of the tough question out of this 10. Okay. Now, let us see the answer. The answer is research body. Okay. So, means all these four are under the means all these four are the separate vehicles that will be created under the Higher Education Commission, standard setting, regulation, funding, and accreditation. So, you know, when this type of question comes, you will have to remember these important points. Now, how will you remember this important? How will you identify at the first place? Look, let me show you the description, and easily you can do that. In Budget 1920, I had mentioned about setting up Higher Education Commission of India. Okay, so this is not new, right? This is not new. This was already done in 1920. We would be introducing legislation this year to implement this scheme. So what government is telling that the government will bring the legislation this year. Okay, so something is unique, something new is getting connected with the past. Okay, then it will be an now see the government has somehow given a framework in one line which has been not dictated in budget 1920. If you go ahead and check budget 1920, there is no such detail found, right? So this is the this with this one line, the government has given a small framework how this commission is going to work, okay, and hence it becomes important. So when you read all these things, you should keep in mind to find something unique. That's it. It is enough. So it will be an umbrella body having separate vehicle for standard setting, accreditation, regulation, and funding. Okay. So it's very small data, but you will have to find it. Now, so one of the most another important thing that I have added is this. So this 119 is not important. 112. For accessible higher education in Ladakh, I propose to set up Central University in Leh. So a Central University in Leh is going to come up, and where it is declared, it was declared in Union Budget of this year, right? With this, we have come to the end of this lecture. Before I say goodbye, I would like to remind you to visit the website and look up on our course for NABARD Grade A and Grade B. Right. So this is one of the most economical and best course available in the country. Why I say the best course? Uh, we would not say, rather we would ask you to go ahead and check by yourself by downloading the app from Google Play Store and going to our YouTube channel. You can find some uh, reviews of the students who are working on the respective organization, and they have given the review of our course in a video. So you can watch them and make a fair decision. With this, thank you and happy learning. Let's meet in the other lecture.